my presentation was about, I would say, our kind of take on digitalization and what that means. And digitalization for us is a way to describe the world today. It's more fast-paced, new technologies evolve, and new business models occurs, new companies come in and kind of challenge the traditional ways. And in order to do that, we need to be we need to be faster. We might see the trends, but can we actually do something about it? So the actually do something about it thing, that's what I've been talking about. And that is to actually be able to experiment and try out stuff faster and learn fast. People usually say, fail fast, but I prefer the word learn fast instead, because that's what it's all about. So.
And is this, do you think, an issue for Swedavia specifically, or the industry?
I would actually say the industry, because we are not the only industry that's being challenged today. There's a lot of other industries also being challenged around us, and it's a general way. I think you have to kind of change the traditional ways of working, especially within ITs with very long projects, and you don't really are allowed to fail and stop IT projects because they're so cumbersome to get started, so you don't want to stop them, but we need to find out earlier in that case, are they worthwhile or not, so yeah.
And that's a change of mindset for a lot of people, isn't it, to think differently like that?
It is actually, but I would say most of people understand the concept and really appreciate it, because I have gotten some feedback from people we have done this with, and they say this is so good to understand very fast what it's all about, because I didn't really comprehend I understood the theory, but now when I try it out, it's like, okay, it wasn't that exciting, or it was more exciting than I actually thought. So it's a good way to getting there faster, and it's to get to the conclusion that this is not really what we want after 3 or 4 months of product work. That is not the way we want it in the future.
And of course what you do is get more quickly to the point where your users, passengers, are having a better experience.
Exactly, and we can actually get there in smaller increments faster and kind of come to a conclusion, not only that, okay, we're going to have this big bang release in 3 months, but we can actually do this gradually during these 3 months and release smaller steps on the way and actually get good feedback, so we can iterate this in a good way and not, have everything in a secured room where everybody's nodding and thinking that everybody's doing a good job, but actually trying this out and getting challenged during the product period.
I guess it's as much as saying it's a sort of tangible change. It's something you can really see and feel.
Absolutely, and not only us and our co-workers, but also we also want to include, of course, the passengers and our partners even more in this, so they can be part of this journey. And it would be fantastic if our partners or our passenger would say, "Stop! Don't do this. This is just stupid." Instead of us coming to that conclusion only, it would be great to have that kind of input. And we don't get that if we don't involve them, and we don't kind of show this at the early stage and on regular intervals during the project.
When you're presenting something like this, a sort of change of mindset, if you like, at an event like this, it must be really interesting to see the reaction. Important to come and test how people react to you.
Yeah, and I actually had a small interactive query at the end of my speech, where I asked them, is experimental interesting and vital for your company? And I say 80% of them thought this is really interesting for our company. And I would say a few percent of them said we are not interested at all. I would say maybe 5% of them said this is not interesting at all. So that was just one example. But I think at least for us, this is the way to go, and we live as we learn. So we actually trying out this way of trying out now, and we have done that for 1.5 years, and so far I think it works pretty good, and it's been a positive vibe in our company, and I also think that it makes us from the IT side that we step up and help out a little bit more instead of just sitting and getting orders to us and then deliver upon that. We step up now and say, hey, we want to do this together with you, where IT is one part of the puzzle but not the whole piece, because we need your business expertise as well. So.
And tell me what you think of the conference and being able to come here and see lots of different presentations and lots of different ideas.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to network first and foremost. A good way to network with other airlines and airports. Fantastic. And also when it comes to all the partners here and the vendors, also very good. And listening to all the presentations, you can pick out gold nuggets, here and there, and I think that's a great way to do this for Benchmark, but also actually for a couple of new ideas that I bring with me home. So very good.